Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
Woo! Hey,
In today's Destiny 2 build guide, we're going to be going over a Void Warlock build that's going to help you dominate in the Crucible. We're going to have a very high uptime on summoning the Child of the Old God, so you don't even need to fight your own battles. The Child will do it for you. But before we get into it, if you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps me out here on the channel. And also don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new around here, because I've got a bunch of Destiny 2 content headed your way. Now let's get into this. Of course, we are on the Void Walker subclass for the Warlock. I'm using the big Nova Bomb, the Cataclysm, but you can use the Nova Warp or the Vortex, doesn't matter. This build isn't about the super. We got on the Healing Rift, the Burst Glide, and we've got one of the best melees in the game right now, Pocket Singularity. It's a melee that allows you to launch an unstable ball of void energy that detonates when it's near targets, pushing them away from the blast and making them volatile. And we're going to be using the Vortex Grenade, a vortex that pulls targets inward and continually damages those trapped inside. This is really good for zoning off doorways and choke points. You can use whatever grenade you'd like, it doesn't really matter too much. Just in this video, I'm going with the Vortex. And then for our first aspect, of course, we have Child of the Old Gods. Every time you cast your Rift, you create a Void Soul, and then when you damage a target with your weapon, your Void Soul flies to them and drains them, doing damage and weakening them. And when the Void Soul's draining them, you're granting yourself grenade and melee energy if you're on the Healing Rift. And if you're running the Empowering Rift with this build, you're going to get more health whenever it drains an enemy. And then on top of that, if you happen to take down a target who's being drained, you're going to get class ability energy. The Child of the Old Gods aspect is one of the best aspects in the game, especially in PvP. If you have an enemy that you get weak and they take cover behind a wall or a rock or a structure, this Void Soul will seek them out and it'll pretty much will force them to move out of cover. And if they move out of cover before they fully regenerate their health, it's an easy one shot. It also drains their health over time, so they're not going to be able to regenerate their health. And in something like Trials of Osiris, where you have to get revives, since it continually damages them, they will not be able to get the revive. So as you can see, this is very beneficial in PvP. Then we've got the Feed the Void aspect. Defeat a target with a Void ability to activate Devour. Your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. Now the exact numbers on Feed the Void over here on Destiny 2 Compendium. Activating the Enhanced Devour is going to grant 200 HP, and then you have different percentages of grenade energy that you get back. Tier 1 combatants are 15%, Tier 2 is 23%, Tier 3 is 27.3%, and Tier 4 is 40%. And just so you know, Guardians count as Tier 4, so you will be getting 40% of your grenade back while Devour is active. Then for our fragments, we're taking the Echo of Expulsion. Void ability final blows cause the targets to explode. You get our Child here. Let him go over there. When he gets a kill, that guy's actually going to explode there, as you can see. That guy exploded back there, which is pretty nice. And this also gives us a +10 to our intellect. Then I'm taking Echo of Harvest. Defeating a weakened target creates an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. So once again, we cast this, get a shot on him. Then when that kills him, he actually leaves behind that Void Breach right there. And there's also an Orb. And it works the same way for Guardians in the Crucible. Then we have Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour have increased duration. And then last but not least, we have Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power grants Devour. So once again, when we get a kill, we create that Orb. We're already going to have Devour because of the Void ability kill from the aspect, and then we pick up this Orb, and it's going to extend our Devour. So now we can get Devour from the actual aspect and a fragment. Devour is really going to help us out in the Crucible, especially when it comes to staying alive and getting health regen for free after just getting a kill in the Crucible. Then for our exotic, we are using the Briarbinds Gauntlets. The exotic perk for this is called One with the Void. It states that our Void Souls have a longer duration. They also gain escalating damage and durability as they defeat targets. You can retrieve your Void Souls by interacting with them and allowing them to be redeployed. So I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the Child of the Old God in the Crucible. They're extremely extremely annoying. Like I said, it forces you out of cover, it continuously damages you, and if you're going up against an opponent who pretty much has 100% uptime on the Child of the Old God, you're gonna have a very difficult time winning your 1v1s because you're always gonna be being damaged and you're never gonna be at full health when you take a gunfight. The Destiny 2 Compendium states that the Void Souls last 55% longer, and when you interact with it and pick it up and redeploy it, it lasts for 25 seconds before it actually goes away. And the Void Soul actually stacks 5 times, so if you pick it up and redeploy it, that counts as 1 stack, and then so on and so forth. So if you actually pick up and redeploy the same one 5 times, it actually goes up to a 100% increase in damage. Not too likely that you're going to be picking up the same one 5 times, but it is possible. And then it also stacks 5 times for the damage resistance of that Void Soul. So the enemies will have a much harder time shooting at this thing before it actually disappears. The Briarbinds is a very strong exotic for the Crucible, and it's even stronger in PvE because it's just way easier to interact with it in PvE activities. And then also we're going to be taking advantage of some artifact perks called Unraveling Orbs. Picking up an Orb of Power grants strand weapons unraveling rounds, and we have Horde Shuttle damaging an unraveled target with the weapon occasionally spawns a Threadling, and we're pairing that with the Round Robin hand cannon. I've got Hammerforged, Ricochet, Keep Away, and Kill Clip on mine. Really good hand cannon. Once you get Kill Clip active, it does 100 damage to the head, and you can 2-tap Guardians, which is really nice in the Crucible. Taking a look at the armor right here, first off, I've got 100 recovery, 100 discipline. At the very least, you want 100 recovery, because that's going to give you more opportunities to cast your Child of the Old God. For the helmet, I've got Strand Siphon to create orbs with my hand cannon, and a targeting mod for my hand cannon. We've got Bolstering Detonation and Focusing Strike, so we're going to get class ability back when I hit somebody with a grenade, and class ability back when I hit somebody with a melee. Once again, building into that more class ability energy. Got a couple of unflinching mods for my hand cannon. On the boots, I got Better Already. Health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. We've got Innervation, reduces grenade cooldown each time we pick up an orb, and then Recuperation replenishes health each time you pick up an Orb of Power. Then on the class item, we've got the Reaper mod. After we use our class ability, our next weapon Final Blow spawns an orb. We've got 2 bomber mods, so every time we pop our class ability, we'll get grenade energy back. And that is pretty much the build right there. All you need to do is just make sure you pop your class ability before every gunfight, which with all the mods that we have, you'll pretty much have your Rift at all times. And then do not forget to retrieve your Void Soul, because the second time that you deploy it, it's going to be doing more damage. All in all, this build is very good, and it is very annoying to go up against. Highly suggest you guys try this out. If you guys already know about this build and if you used it yourself, let me know what you think down in the comments. And also let me know what's your favorite build in the Crucible right now, and perhaps I'll do a video on that. Like I said, if you guys are new here, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. I forgot I'm using the Briarbinds, so I can just pick up my little homeboy. Is that what these gloves are called? I forgot. Child sucking. Oh no, Child sucked him to death, bro.